Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure I can get rid of the original stream and just sort of cut it. Um, library, history. Uh, where- Ava Buzina. Yeah, I'm still waiting for my live stream to come through. It's kind of frustrating. Sorry. So you want to see my two dream apartments? I know these are kind of silly that I'm showing you these because I'll probably never be able to afford it. But let's check it out. I can show you two that I really would love to have, and then I can show you one that I just think is just kind of greedy and over the top. Like even I think just too big to be usable, but probably fun to might be fun to own. Yeah.
This is a retractable facade in a multi-million-dollar brownstone on 14th Street. And I'm Ryan Serhan for Million Dollar.
So that's where Union Square borders East Village, and East Village, unlike the West Village or Gramercy Park or Chelsea, still feels like its own little village within the city of New York and Manhattan. These are two YouTube guys who I think one of them's on Bravo or something. I don't know.
Listing New York and Sell It Like Serhan on Bravo. And we are about to give you a tour of this jaw-dropping apartment in New York.
It's now listed for 2.7 million.
So I am back with New York City actual living legend, the one and only Mr. Ryan Serhan. Every time we meet up, I'm thinking like, how can Ryan up what we've already seen? Oh, it's about to get real. Welcome to New York City. There are 5 rooms, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, with incredible private outdoor space at nearly 2,000 square feet, asking $3.6 million. So this is the entrance, super high ceilings, kind of like a home office space because you've got the window that's out on the street, which we can see, but it's also got that privacy wall that's coming through, so people can't really see in. You can see out and get that.
It's a masonette within a small building, so essentially you're a brownstone apartment that's attached to a larger cooperative apartment building.
Natural light. So you've got this kind of cool art gallery space. So he's got all
It
these
is
like
cool.
drawings that are up that I really, really like. And you've got the original exposed brick from the building that's here to give you that kind of texture to the space. And if you turn around, you see your big glass garage door that can open all the way up so that you can have this seamless indoor-outdoor living. So you get turf here, so it's kind of got the same benefits of grass, but at the same time, it's not just kind of concrete pavers. And you get this full outdoor kitchen. So you got white fixtures, white countertops, you got a grill, you've got wine cooler, refrigerator, freezer, so you can cook and really entertain out here. You got pretty good privacy. I mean, this place was designed to have a good time. From the outdoor kitchen, you make your.
All right, so the ultimate amenity in New York City is a private in apartment pool. I know what you're thinking. They're insane. Yeah, they're one of the craziest things I've ever seen in a New York apartment. Like, very few have them. Yeah, it's too expensive. I know. But I can have a fantasy. I can dream the American dream, which might actually be considered kind of racist now, even though I don't know, probably some percentage Italian. I'm ethnically more Irish, but I identify more as a British New Yorker American with ties to the Paris Commune in spirit, with a spiritual tie to the Paris Commune of 1850. I can dream a dream of a beautiful apartment. I have so many dream apartments. It's so hard. From the ones I've doodled in CAD Pro to the ones I've seen. I've seen beautiful ones in Tribeca with their own private pools, and I say someday that will never be mine. That's just don't even fantasize. I've seen beautiful 3 bedroom plus study plus 2.5 baths or three and a half baths. Sorry, in Union Square. And I'm like, oh, I'd love to have a $7 million apartment. That would be amazing. But it's probably not going to happen. Maybe if YouTube blows up, I can get a tour of one of these apartments. I mean, I really like the brownstone one just because it's in the East Village. Yeah, it's close to Union Square. Someday I'd love to have like a recording studio in Zeckendorf Tower or something. Like clearly just buy a studio and just make it like my recording studio. That'd be really cool if I had this apartment here and just walk to the sort of city within a city of Zeckendorf Tower, so I can kind of like commute in there. That'd be really cool. Or maybe just make that my painting studio, and I think that'd be kind of cool. I almost kind of want to keep playing this, but it's kind of making me a little sad now.
Right back into the absolutely gigantic indoor kitchen. And then you got this. This is where you put knives. Right in the leg. That's what you see in kitchens that have piano. You have to find phrasing. Really, you got a secret piano that pulls out from the bar. And then you can pull it up, you can put on your headphones and everything. So you have a secret piano under here.
That's kind of a cool feature.
Two, if you want a movie
Oh,
for your home, you don't have a separate room just to be a movie theater, you have this. Yeah, so this is made by LG. It's a 4K projector.
so I'm working on an urban homesteading project with the gallery. So I'll have a community garden that will be kind of like this apartment, except a lot less finished and a lot more rough in the Lower East Side. I haven't touched a piano in years either, so hopefully I'll do a tour of like a more affordable apartment. Also, one thing I like about about New York City, is we have things like Grand Central Station, which is sort of like a community-owned like mansion. But on the other hand, it isn't as cool as having your own mansion. I mean, I live in a sort of apartment in the sky, which I should appreciate more. Um, it's just hard because I can't really do it on like a tour. I don't want to like do it in a showy way. I would only do it in a way to say like, look, this is really cool. I kind of wish you were here so we could have like we could like sit on like it's not a terrace, but it's a mock terrace. We have a mock terrace that we could sit out in the living room and just like have like a glass of scotch. That'd be really cool. Yeah, I kind of wanted to show you the other apartment because it's just there are a few features in it, but it's not. The other one would just be like if I could have the perfect man cave. This is what it would be.
Welcome to six.
Like I'm not even thinking about location or the coolest if I have multiple floors. Just the coolest man cave I've ever seen. For it was 6 million when they listed it, but now it's like 5 point something million.
To Broadway, floor number 3, located in the heart of NoHo, in a historic loft building built in 1903. My name is Eric Conway, and I'm going to take you on a tour of this one-of-a-kind use elevator, a delicious New York City loft living. When you purchase this unit, the whole 3rd floor is your apartment. So we're in the apartment right now, just walking off the elevator. Yeah, right off the heart of this loft. Here you can actually get a true sense of the size of this space with this you can live here. It doesn't feel as intimidating as the space is that seats 12 different areas for certain. In the corner we have I'm gonna answer a couple of emails. Why don't you go super long table? It's like the most fun. Feels like it's something you would have. I feel like you're walking
So I kind of like it as this loft thing that could become a movie theater type situation. It's got a guest bedroom. That library thing, and there's like a master suite that we don't need to see because it just will make me kind of sad because that's never going to be my budget. I mean, like never. But I like the idea of it. I've been told besides military type stuff, I can do really good real estate development summaries. Like and maybe that should be one job I pursue. Like just trying to write appealing summaries. Like it's a 3 bathroom. It's the ultimate man cave. It's a 3 bedroom plus a master suite converted into a library. It has 3 bathrooms, one insane master bath off a master wardrobe area. It's bigger than a closet. Even a walk-in. This is a proper wardrobe. It's like your own private um, Neiman Marcus or Brooks Brothers. You just walk into, and it's like your own dressing room. Then you have a ginormous soaking tub before you get into your oversized rain shower. Now, it doesn't have any of the finer modern features, like you'd have to add all those in, but you have space for like a proper rain shower, or you could cut it down to a smaller shower and then convert part of it to a sauna, which might be interesting. So you could add in like a real rain shower if you wanted to do that. It has space for rain shower. Sorry, I just rambled a bit, but you have space for rain shower. You have a loft. You have a custom converted loft that could become a movie theater when it's not being used as a tertiary guest bedroom. You have a huge master suite with its own auxiliary room, which is currently being used as an office, but could be converted into a sleeping nook if you're someone who prefers to sleep in tight spaces. And you can just have a giant master parlor instead of a real master bedroom. And you could just have a really awesome, like, you use your master suite and just say, is all like my intimate entertaining and hangout area. Maybe you have a bed there, it's more of a decorative piece, and you just sleep in the alcove area. Or you can maybe make the alcove area a gaming station, but that's kind of awkward because people tramp through your apartment. I don't need to get into that. I'm kind of saying it more uncut, if that makes sense. Maybe I should just write the descriptions because I've done some real estate descriptions and I've been told I'm really good at it. Mm. I want to be a billionaire so freaking bad. Buy all the things I've only been able to rent for a day. Oh, it's so tough being only upper middle class. You're just rich enough to see the people with real money who really run the world, but you'll never really join them. But one day a year, you can do something kind of crazy like they do. Oh, if only I were a billionaire. I want to be a billionaire so frickin' bad. Buy all the things I never owned. I want to have a I want to choose my dream apartment so freaking bad, and then I want to frame it on 14th Street, live in the village, so freaking bad. Though ultimately I think I'd go with the 14th Street one. Then I would get a studio, and then I don't know what else I'd do. I don't really like the Lower East Side as much, but that almost feels more political. I just feel it's become more commercial at this point. Like I like the East Village because it still has that authentic, almost radical edge to it, versus the Lower East Side is punk, but it's not radical, and that's kind of an important distinction because the two look similar, and you don't necessarily have to be punk to be radical. Though often, if you're radical, you're usually punk, but you're not always. And that's kind of why I prefer the East Village. It's just very hip, a very organic way, but it is still being invaded by luxury developers. So that's not ideal for not everyone, but I like it. It's a punky rebel party tonight. It's a punky rebel party tonight. You do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Way up she rises, way up she rises, way up she rises early in the morning. Belly with a rusty razor. I can't do karaoke early in the morning. Yeah, it's an old, apparently Irish hymn about a drunken sailor. I found it when I started listening to marine cadences, which are kind of ironically kind of a little toxically masculine, like low rada leo. Marine Corps motto is Semper Fi. I stood at my grandfather's bed, and he told me how he was the chief drill instructor of the baby brigade. He wore he drove tricycle. He wore camouflage diapers and black baby shoes. He wore three baby pins on his shoulder for rank. Low rada leo. Or then he laid back and died. I bowed my head because Marines don't cry. Low rada leo. Now he's leading Marines in hell. Low rada leo. Oh, that's my favorite one, Marine Running Corps number one. Besides the one about the mythical Johnny going downtown. Marine Corps Cadence number one. Ride low. Yeah. The bloodshot eyes looks like another tequila sunrise. I don't know. I love that kind of torn like low ride leo. I love that kind of, but they get kind of corny after a while. I mean, the other thing that's kind of like that is Hamilton, but I mean, hell, even that somehow became partisan. Um, I don't know. Look, I don't know if Marines. I mean, they don't literally eat crayons, but as far as their promotions go, they might as well have to eat crayons. But I'd say this that they have the coolest traditions. Not the best branch to be in. I'd say either Army or Coast Guard. That's my allegiance, you know. And I'd tell you, it's really where it's more convenient for you, but I'd almost just tell you go Irish or British, depending on the immigration issues. Ireland's a lot easier to qualify for immigration wise. Britain, immigration's a problem. In America, if you want to do reserve, is probably the most convenient. But I'd tell you do one of those three if you want to do Army. But yeah, I'd recommend Army. Then I'd tell you do Coasties. It's such a good song. Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We will fight our country's battles, the air, land, and sea. Freedom, for honor gleam. Yeah, Air Force. Look, Air Force is cool, but you know what's even cooler? The Puddle Pirates of the Puddle Pirates or the Air Force of the Sea, the Coasties. We get to do we get the same kind of facilities as the Air Force, but we don't have to jump through the same hoops. But they do make us train sometimes like Marines, so that's kind of the downside. So, you know, yeah, I would say the Coast Guard's probably one of the only branches that paid and unpaid military civilians might outnumber the actual military people. So that makes that a weirder branch than like the army, where it's not necessarily true. Hmm, mm, mm. Way back in 1775. It's funny, my parents think Patreon is a naughty book site or something. I think it's where the kids these days buy 50 Shades of Grey. I think they misunderstand what Patreon is. Most of my Patreon goes to ContraPoints, but a little bit goes to some other kind of random shows.
President of the United States. Bushman. John F. Kennedy. Incorrect.
Why is Lane Dapper on my...
Hey, do you follow Laura Jean?
I'm only going over home.
It's funny, like, the F-35 has actually talked a lot about. It's one of the few topics that overlaps between, like, well, I'm a lot less interested into the tech stuff than I used to be, but I used to be really into tech stuff, politics, and a lot less into military stuff, but still into it. Now I'm, like, kinda into politics, not that into tech stuff, and pretty into but decreasing interest in military stuff. The F-35 came up a lot in all three groups, just in different contexts. Like the F-35 program was flawed as far as tech stuff went, but like it's so cool. Politics were like, why do we have this defense program, which is arguably just a pork barrel project? Could be doing pork more efficiently. And the military side was like, it's kind of an efficient plane. It's kind of more similar to the tech side, but it's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe it is like an X-wing type thing, but it's could be more efficient. Hmm. Mm. Excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. So, go ahead. So her name's Laura Jean, and damn it, there's a mosquito that trying to kill it. I almost hit myself in the crotch. That mosquito is probably gonna bite me tonight. It's not fun, but it's how it is. Her name's Laura Jean. She has a YouTube. She's Air Force, or as some of us like to ribingly call them, Chair Force. But so the Air Force is cool. I wish, and we kind of do through auxiliaries and a lot of patchworks, but I'd almost say the kind of sixth branch, the unofficial sixth branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, which is sort of diplomatic stuff. And in some ways, you could argue AmeriCorps, but not really. I'd say like the like like they do. I mean, it actually is hard to sit in your butt that long. It actually does get really painful, and you can develop really serious hemorrhoids. But they still are sitting on their butts so long. Maybe they get some of them get standing desks. I don't know. It's funny when I first heard Chair Force, I thought it was something like out of The Simpsons, like when they had like Rolo Polo. Like I don't know if you saw those episodes when you were a kid. But, like Homer Simpson was on like the swivel chair and he was like rolling as fast as he could. He was just knocking around and they're playing like polo on swivel chair. And I just thought that'd be kind of interesting. Like if we had an actual Chair force, that will actually play Rolo Polo, like office chair Rolo Polo. Rolo Polo. I just have a stretch mark there. When I grew too fast. Maybe it's a metaphor for something. Rolo Polo. Chair force Rolo Polo. Uh, mm, uh, uh, hmm, hmm. There's a fly that's coming in here. I mean, I know it was really fun when we were signing you up, like, yeah, do the California Guard or do the auxiliary, but I get you need a job before you can do any of those fun auxiliary type stuff. Damn it, that mosquito keeps flying in. And I can't get him because he's too fast. I wish I had my Nerf gun. I could just like knock him out. Pow, 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 pow. No, he's on my roof. He's on my ceiling. Yeah, yeah. Because I know he's gonna bite me. That's the frustrating thing, and I'm probably gonna be asleep, so he's just gonna get a free pass to bite me and wake me up in the middle of the night. I don't really want to throw any of my expensive electronics, but what about throwing my notepad at him? Damn it, that didn't work either. I'm scattered. And I'm sure the neighbors might complain because I just threw my notepad at this the ceiling, which I'm sure they don't really care about it once, like this thud. And I'm sure if they asked, I'd say, I was hunting a mosquito down. Mosquito. Mosquito. I'm sure they wouldn't care that much, Mosquito. Yeah. My friend's on Instagram too late. What are you doing on Instagram this late? Sorry, I thought sarcasm would translate in text. I want to get a PBJ sandwich now. Probably gonna get that soon. It's because it's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. I think I wouldn't be Bezos or even Steve Jobs rich, but I think I'd be comfortable enough that I could just like do YouTube as a full time job. If I could somehow put like sarcasm and irony in like text messages, and books. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd totally have like money if I could just subscribe as an app you can subscribe to for like $2 a month or like $5 a month or whatever. People would have it that I could just like live in like a mansion for balling out, you know, get myself some cool apartments and then just be like, yeah, I'm balling out. Gonna be taking, I don't know, planes to helicopters to East Hampton and taking jets to London every month, balling out, getting a vacation home. All of that. That's really cool. But, that's not gonna happen. I'm not a techie, really. I tried, I went to a coding class and it's just hard. Maybe I should try again sometime, because I can still do like web design stuff, but that's really just through like Squarespace or GoDaddy. I've done GoDaddy. I should really go back to building my burgers website after the semester ends. I still want to do auxiliary in the fall, and I'm gonna put my foot down, and my parents might put their foot down. Yeah, coding's hard, and we'll see. Coding's definitely difficult. It's part of why I hate when like adults say that like coding jobs are like totally sustainment replacement for manufacturing. Like, A, they do not replace at the same scale. Like it's not like let's take a Ford for example. Like, there used to be like 10 million people making Fords at one point between all the components and everything. But okay, let's say you take a Ford guidance system. I'll just say it was a direct comparison. It would be like maybe 2 million people making the Ford guidance system, maybe like a million people programming the robots that make assemble most of the Ford parts now. Okay, but that's not how it translates. It's maybe like 50,000 or 100,000 people making the Ford guidance system. And B, coding is a very technical job. Like I've worked on assembly lines in retail, which is a wholly different conversation. That's the assembly line of taking in goods versus truly manufacturing new goods and and repackaging returns and the like, putting it back in the packaging, taking store goods in, switching the packaging out for sales and whatnot. That's not truly manufacturing goods, but we'd make packages and the like. And I've worked in staging where we had to make basic ornaments for stuff, like we had to make displays and stuff. And coding is definitely difficult. It's not going to replace sort of the low to medium skill of manufacturing in any real sustainable way. Um, That's great. It's really good to take on coding classes. Definitely want to go to the Crocodile Lounge in the East Village. I kind of wish I spent more time there. Hmm. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed now. Unless you have any urgent questions, I'm just gonna go to bed. See ya.